everyone, it's Miss Michelle from Snap. Today I want to talk to you about the Snap Learning Log and the Wheels of Self Control. So, if you guys you might remember doing this from the boys club or even the girls club, or you might have done it with your worker. So today I want to go over how you can complete one now that you're at home. It's a good opportunity for you to use the learning log when you don't feel like talking or you don't feel like communicating with someone. You can always write down how you feel. So the first thing you do, before we start, I want to show you how they look like. So this is a Snap Learning Log, and this is the Wheels of Self-Control. So the first thing you do is when you get a Snap Learning Log, you would put your name on top. Once you put your name, you would put the date. So when did it happen? If it happened today, you would put today's date. Then you would talk about what happened and why you're writing the learning log. So for example, I swore at my brother because he took my game away. And then I would talk about, or I would check off what time it happened. Did it happen in the morning? Did it happen in the afternoon? Did it happen in the evening? And then if it happened more than once, you can always put morning. You can do 2 mornings, 2 afternoons, 2 evenings. Once you do that, then you'll talk about where it happened. So now that you're home, you would check off at home. Well, where in your house? Did it happen in your living room, in your kitchen, in your dining area? So you'll talk about where it happened and where it occurred. The first thing you would talk about is what set you off? What made you angry, frustrated, excited? So for my example here, I wrote down my brother touching my game. And then you talk about your feeling. How do you know you're feeling that way? So for example, mine here is I was pissed off, I was angry, I was frustrated. And then you would talk about how do you know you were feeling that way? So we call those body cues. That's when our body tells us we're feeling that way. So some body cues I put down here for myself was my heart was just beating really fast. I was feeling really hot in the face. I was feeling very tense. And my hands were like clenched into fists or into balls. And then you talk about what were you thinking in that moment. We call those hard thoughts. So hard thoughts are not helpful and they're not realistic. So some of my hard thoughts in that moment included, I can't believe he did this. Who does he think he is? And it's not fair. He always does this. And then I took my wheels of self-control and I thought, okay, you know what? Instead of swearing at him, what could have been my stops in that moment? So stops are way you can regulate your emotions. So some stops were for myself taking a deep breath, drinking a glass of cold water, counting. And then after I wrote that, I came into my cool thoughts. So cool thoughts are helpful and they're realistic. So a cool thought could have been, he's my brother, sharing is caring. You know what, he probably just want to look at it. And then after I fill that part out, I come into my wheels of plan. So plans are also how we can regulate ourselves and make our problems smaller. Because our goal is to make our problems smaller and not bigger. So some of my plans included telling my mom or my caregiver how I felt, asking my brother if he wanted to play with me, giving him the toy. So there's different things you could do. And one of the tips, guys, is that you can have more than one stop and you can have more than one plan. So if one stop doesn't work and if one plan doesn't work, you can just do something else and try again and again until it works. If the first time you fail and it doesn't succeed, you just try again until you do. Then what you do is you come to the last part of the learning log, which is called what did I do? In that moment, or it's called what did I do? So you would write down, I told a caregiver, I asked for help, I swore back at him. And then you would talk about the rating. You'll be honest. At the bottom it says on a scale to 1 to 10, how did you do? So a 1 being that you ended up getting in trouble, and a 10, maybe you didn't care, maybe you asked for help. So you would fill one of these out. After you filled this out with whatever scenario is going on, you would you can talk to your caregiver and share this learning log with them. You can send it to one of the family and child workers, or you can ask your parents to send it to us if you don't have access to your computer, to email, and we will give you a call back and help you go through the learning log together. If you have any questions, any concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to one of us. Again, I hope you guys are staying safe, and we miss you so much. And I can't wait to see you guys. Have a wonderful night.